What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 6, and we start today's episode by seeing our scout has returned, and as you can see, he's picked up our scout future star. His name is Diego Menendez. He's a Spanish right midfielder, 17 years old, 60 overall, and 81 to 94 potential. So he's picked us up the future star. He looks incredible, but I'll show you this right now. In the window, when you can offer him a contract or release the youth player, his stats take a massive decrease. So we know he's 60 overall, and you see how quick he is there. 94 acceleration, crossing 94 I think it was as well. He's got some unbelievable stats, but I think those stats right there are either bugged or they're just his sort of like his peak stats, if you will. So when he reaches his best potential, that's what his stats will look like. So yeah, when I got that first, I was like, oh my goodness, no way is he this good, and of course he's not. I think those stats there are just bugged, or again, they might be those stats that are sort of like his suggested stats, if you will, when he hits his peak, and that's how good he'll be. But anyway, Diego Menendez, 60 overall, and again 81 to 94 potential, so he should have the potential to be special. 17 years old, Spanish right midfielder. To anyone that said in yesterday evening's episode that he would be a Spanish winger, congratulations, well done. Unfortunately, I can't show you comments because as I'm recording this video right now, I've only just uploaded that last episode, so I won't be able to show any comments. But if you did say Spanish winger, congratulations, well done. You guessed correctly. I said German centre-back, so I was well off. But anyway, he looks pretty decent. We'll promote him to the first team and wait and see how good he is. But still, as we enter October, you can see the squad report right here. You can see how the players are currently getting on in our Middlesbrough side. Stuart Downing is decreasing in stats despite playing quite well at the start of the season, so that's a bit of a shame to see. He's now down to a 74 overall, but for most of the players, the youngsters in particular, they're developing quite nicely. If their overalls aren't going up, at least some of their attributes are, and that's really encouraging to see. In the Premier League, though, it's not encouraging to see at all. We slipped down to 17th place, and we're only above the relegation zone on goal difference. Manchester United, how about that, under Jose Mourinho, are the team in 18th place. So of course right now we're on a run of 3 consecutive Premier League defeats. We first lost to Palace, then to Everton, and then of course our last game in the last episode was that 1-0 defeat to Spurs at the Riverside Stadium. So on a run of 3 league defeats in a row, we need to get it sorted as we take on West Ham here for the first game of today's episode. We're away at the London Stadium, hoping to get back to winning ways, or at the very least stop our loss streak. So as we would take on West Ham, of course Slaven Bilic's men, Dimitri Payet scored absolutely sensational goal this afternoon for me, and of course yesterday for you guys. And as we take on West Ham here at London Stadium, I was looking forward to the game, but of course feeling quite nervous at the prospect of having 4 defeats in a row in the league, and I don't think I've ever done that ever before, so I was pretty fearful coming into the game. We started off really well though on the front foot. Adam was played forward there and possibly had a great chance to make it 1-0, but he was denied by a fantastic save by Darren Randolph, and then Obona got the ball behind for a corner, so still 0-0, but we were looking bright right from kickoff. We had the attacking mindset, looking to score some goals and get ourselves in front. And in the 11th minute here, as Gaston Ramirez finds Stuart Downing down his left-hand side. Downing chips the ball into the centre, picks out Adama. He was just denied by Randolph a few minutes ago, but this time our Spanish winger finds the back of the net and makes it West Ham 0, Middlesbrough 1, as we would open the scoring. And that was really needed as well. Our last 2 league games, of course, being 1-0 defeats. We hadn't scored a goal. We've been lacking the firepower up front, really. And finally, we do get ourselves our first goal in the Premier League since that game against Crystal Palace. It comes through Adama, scoring his 2nd of the season. I thought Randolph could have done a little bit better there, but he didn't, and it is West Ham 0, Middlesbrough 1. And just a few minutes later here, Hughes finds Downing down his left-hand side, who takes it round his man and comes from left to right, plays it inside towards Negredo, who takes it round Winston Reid, and what a sight this is, because 90 minutes in, we will double our lead. He starts shushing the crowd because Alvaro Negredo has scored his first goal in a Middlesbrough shirt, and of course he did score in the pre-season tournament, but we don't count those games, those are non-competitive. This is his first Premier League goal for Middlesbrough, and oh my goodness, talk about long overdue. He seemed to slice the shot as well on the second replay. Didn't notice it at first. It looked like he was going for the opposite corner, but I don't mind one bit. He finds the back of the net. It's relieving for Negredo. It's relieving for me. I put him back in the team after I dropped him against Spurs to the bench. I showed him his position was not indispensable here. If he's not performing, he's taken a seat on the substitutes bench. He comes back in for this game though and proves me wrong. Fantastic finish, and it is 2-0 4 to Middlesbrough. It soon became 3-0 as well here in the 30th minute. Darun, who's currently our top scorer right now with 3 goals, was denied by Darren Randolph though after that header, and Randolph almost took the ball over his line there, and in the end the referee gave a free kick. And I must say, had I not committed the foul there with Darun, which I didn't think was a foul personally, that possibly could have been an own goal from Randolph, as he went dangerously close to carrying that ball over his line. But it was 2-0 to Borough at the break though. We've been the far superior side in the first half, so in the second half West Ham had to come at us and try and get themselves back in the game, and 5 minutes after the restart, Lanzini shot went just wide of the post. But in the 63rd minute though, there was a great chance for us to make it 3-0 after some nice passing, and a greater release Darun here, who went through to shoot, slipped when taking the shot, and Winston Reid took down our Dutch midfielder, and West Ham gave away a penalty. Although I will say this, in Reid's defence, this was an awfully soft penalty. There was a little bit of a push, but Darun went down very softly. I think Mike Dean was sold one there. I really don't think that was a spot kick, but we got a penalty and a chance for Negredo, who hadn't scored all season long, to get his second of the game. He will stand up and take the penalty from 12 yards out, and of course there's a new set piece system here in FIFA 17. I didn't really know what to do, to be honest, and as you can see from the spot kick, I really didn't know what to do. That was absolutely awful. We were 2 goals up, so I didn't mind too much because I felt we were going to still win the game anyway, but oh my sweet goodness, I think this is the worst penalty I have taken on FIFA in a very long time. Let's just say that. I blazed a shot way over the bar with Negredo, and listen, I've been critical of our Spanish striker to start this season off, but there's only one person that can take the blame for that one, and that was me. What on earth was that about? Way over the bar, and it was still 2-0. Would I rue that missed opportunity? Well, with 10 minutes to go, Aaron Creswell fed through Simone Zaza, who went through one-on-one and found the back of the net, and the Italian half the deficit, ruined Victor Valdez's clean sheet, and made it West Ham 1, Middlesbrough 2. So possibly a late fight back for the Hammers here at the London Stadium. A lovely passing move, and a great finish by Zaza, who gets his first goal in the Premier League this season. But as you can see, thankfully for us, there was no late comeback. We held on for the win and claimed the victory by 2-1. Negredo scoring his first goal for the club in the Premier League. That was great to see as well. But that penalty, oh my goodness, man, that was just absolutely embarrassing. And a question for you guys as well today. You'll see the speech bubble come up in just a moment's time. How do you take penalties in FIFA 17? I'm not being jokey here. I really, really want to know. If you have any tips or any help for me, please do let me know in the comment section down below, because, I mean, it was just so bad. That was just such an awful game. Let me know how you take penalties, because, I mean, honestly, that was atrocious. One criticism that the Olympic Stadium or the London Stadium is getting right now for the West Ham fans is that, unlike Upton Park, it's not as atmospheric, and obviously the stands are quite far back from the pitch. Negredo had his work cut out to reach the stands from the spot kick there from 12 yards out, but somehow he managed it. That was terrible, but still, Diego Menendez did accept his contract. You can see he has the potential to be special as well, as our scout future star comes into the team. And check this out as well. 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot on Diego Menendez. I cannot believe it. Now, when he signed his contract and I went to check out his skill moves and weak foot, I was thinking to myself, anything over 2 and I'll take it. You know, seriously, Ryan Talley was 3-star last year. I'll take 3-star skill moves all day of the week. Okay, fair enough. I prefer 4 or 5, but for me, I find it very rare for me to promote a youth player and them to have 4-star skills or above. So when I saw that, I went absolutely mental. 5-star weak foot and 5-star skill moves as well on Diego Menendez. And I got to say right now, this guy has the potential to be one of my best youth players ever. He's got the potential to be special. Of course, we know it's 90 plus. He starts off 60 overall as well. He's 17 years old. You saw his stats. They're not the best to begin with. I'd like him to get a little bit quicker. I'm a little bit reluctant to start training him as well, as I do know overtraining can stunt physical development, and we do want him to get a little bit more pace. But he looks absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to his development. Menendez comes in. He was on the bench for this game as well for our second game yesterday against Watford, and he looks like a real talent we have here at the Riverside Stadium. But still, for the second game of today's episode here, we would take on my former career mode side Watford at the Riverside Stadium, coming on the back of that much needed win against West Ham. There weren't too many chances in the first half. Only Gaston Ramirez really had one clear-cut chance. It was denied by Costel Pantilimon though, and the former City goalkeeper kept it at 0-0. 7 minutes after the restart though, a good chance to open the scoring. Stuart Downing went for goal, but Pantilimon turned it behind for a corner and kept his side on level terms. So still 0-0, but just past the hour mark, I brought Menendez off the bench, and as Fabio gave him the ball, the first thing I did with him is check out those 5-star skill moves. It feels great to have a youth player with the 5-star skill moves. He found Berahino, who found Barragan, and our Spanish right back went for goal, but once again, Pantilimon made a really good save, and the giant goalkeeper was keeping his side still on level terms. So still 0-0. In the 68th minute, Watford went for goal here with Pereira. Valdez made a good stop though and turned it behind for a corner. So both goalkeepers playing well, but it was still 0-0. With 5 minutes to go though, one late chance for us to possibly win the game. Fabio da Silva played it down left-hand side towards Menendez, who really changed the game after coming off the bench. He was such a handful for Watford players, not due to his pace, but due to his trickery. He kept on dancing around the Watford players, trying to find openings to get shots away or free balls to his teammates. This time he went for goal himself. Pantilimon made a great save and turned it behind for a corner, and the final chance fell in stoppage time as Darun found Clayton. He gave it to Fabio through towards Menendez, who scoop turned round to JJ, then fake rebonded the ball to hold off 2 Watford players, chipped it into the centre, and wouldn't you just know it, on the edge of the 6-yard box, the ball would be headed in by guess who? Alvaro Negredo. This guy had not scored a goal entire season long, and now he's got 2 in 2. But of course, the guy that deserves all the credit was the guy that came off the bench to completely change the complexion of the game. 17-year-old Diego Menendez, who took it round to JJ with the scoop turn, then the little fake Rabona, chipped it into the centre, and there was Negredo waiting in the middle to head it home and make it Middlesbrough 1, Watford 0, with basically the final touch of the game. So final score at Riverside Stadium, Middlesbrough 1, Watford 0. It's back-to-back wins for the first time this season for Middlesbrough. It's now 3 notched up for the season. We get propelled up the table as well. We were only above the relegation zone on goal difference. Now we're into the top half of the table thanks to those consecutive wins, and my word, didn't we need them. I said after the Spurs game, I was feeling a little bit pressure, I was feeling a little bit worried, but as you can see, 2 solid wins in a row. First away at West Ham, then against Watford as well. But for this game, only one man deserves all the praise, Diego Menendez, who came off the bench and he completely changed the game. And it was the trickery, it was the flair, it was the skill moves that did it really. And of course, getting the assist for the game winner as well through Negredo getting the goal, that was absolutely fantastic to see. And what a future this guy has ahead of him here at the Riverside Stadium. But that will end today's episode in the FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like. Likes are of course much appreciated, and they really help the channel grow as well. Much love to you, and have a fantastic Sunday. There will not be another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode uploaded today, but there will be an episode of The Journey this evening. Do check it out if you get the chance, as that series will be a lot of fun. But thank you for watching this episode. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you for the next episode in the FIFA 17 career mode very soon.